One of the struggles that people in their private experience tend to often have is that of confidence. When you're the one wanting to have an extraordinary experience, it really requires confidence. When you're the one wanting to provide an exceptional experience, it requires confidence. Confidence is such a huge component of our own private experience, and it's something that many people struggle with. One of the most exciting elements that I get to deal with is when people gain confidence, when I get to watch them become more confident because of something that they have achieved. It's a wonderful thing to have happen. Often in the professional work that I do, I get to see people have breakthroughs, get to see them move beyond where they think they needed to be or were to a place of confidence. Now, this isn't because they accomplished a particular thing. This isn't because they got to a place that they always wanted to be. This is because they gained internally a sense of accomplishment that was persistent. I watched over the weekend two very exciting things happen. One was a doctor I was working with, and as I was working with him on the creation of something that he always wanted to do, I got to see lights come on. I got to see sparks fly. Now, is that confidence? No, it's the beginning. It's the beginning of understanding that, you know what? This is passion. This is what I want. This is where I want to go. Now, that's an exciting thing in a variety of ways, but that's all part of the private experience. I think you get that. The second was getting to watch my wife. We went on a 10.5 mile hike. We're preparing for a hike coming up in a few months. Well, actually, I guess it's less than that now, about a month and a half, in the Grand Canyon, where we're hiking down into the Grand Canyon and out of the Grand Canyon in the single day. In doing so, we're preparing for her. This has been quite a struggle. This has been something that she has been very anxious about. And as we left on this hike, she was talking about how awful the trip back was going to be, especially the last mile, because the last mile was quite an incline. As she achieved it, as she was doing better than she could possibly have imagined, as she got through that final part, even better than she herself anticipated that she would do, you could see the confidence grow. This was a result of training. This is a result of many events, not just that experience, but the compounding of experience and finding success in that event. It was a proof to herself that she could do what she felt she could not. Does that make sense? So huge. That's what we all need. We all need that sense of confidence in order to be able to propel ourselves. We all need that sense of confidence in order to have and create the types of experiences that we truly want to have for ourselves and for others. Now, let me give you some tips on the 3 things that I'm going to encourage you to do to build confidence. Again, confidence is not something that happens in an event. Confidence is not accomplishment. Confidence is something that happens internally over an extended period. So these 3 things I believe will be of great value to you. Number 1, narrow the focus to one thing. What was one thing you really would like to gain confidence in? Or something, an event, some type of more tangible that you believe that you want to have greater confidence with. Number 2 is creating the habits that would allow you to become confident in that thing. Creating the habits is different than setting and accomplishing goals. I'll get to that in just a moment. And number 3, celebrate the consistency of the habits, not the accomplishment of an event. To make this a little bit more clear, let me give you a little bit more of a breakdown and take an actual example. And so let's say that we want to just be more healthy, okay? We want to be more healthy. Now, oftentimes we'll say that to ourselves, right? And we want confidence that we are actually healthy. So one thing we want to do is eat better, right? That's one thing. If we were going to focus and say, well, I want to eat better. We know, right, that eat better can mean a lot of different things. The point is that we're going to establish more healthy eating patterns. So we might say that we're going to build a salad into everyday's meals plans, Or we're going to consume fruit on a more frequent basis daily. We're going to consume more water more frequently on a daily basis. Those would be habits that would be associated with more healthy eating. We're going to take the stairs where we would normally take the elevator. That would be a habit. We're going to walk where we would normally drive. That would be a habit. Walk faster when we would normally walk to elevate our heart rate. That would be a habit. These are things that would become habits, and what we want to do then is monitor those habits so that we celebrate the success. So if I eat more healthy, if I do indeed incorporate fruit on a daily basis, celebrate that in some way, shape, or form. That could be writing it in a journal saying, hey, you know what? I got to the end of the day today. I could do that, and I felt pretty good about it. As I incorporated salads into my meals on a regular basis, I was able to celebrate that on a weekend. So I might give myself a day where I can just pretty much eat whatever I want because I was so diligent in the previous 6 days. That can be a way that you can celebrate the successes that you had. If I've done well through the week with my diet, then I can have ice cream on the weekends. I don't have ice cream during the week anymore. Very rarely do I ever break that, unless I happen to be in a special event of some kind. Now, I don't manufacture special events to be able to do that, although I wish I could. The reality is I have to be more regimented. If I want to have the energy that I need to be able to do what I need to be able to do this, I can't cheat those things. It's a principle. I can't cheat them. It will come back to bite me. So I've developed a habit. For well over a year now, I've incorporated a salad into my daily routine. That allows me to be more healthy. Does that make sense? That allows me to have more energy. So as you go about this process of gaining confidence, realize that the confidence is the result of the habits that we have consciously put in place. So long as those habits actually get us to where we want to go. You have to be careful in the choice of the habits. The beautiful thing is you can alter them. You can change them. We don't have to stay with them. So we can really do this. You can gain more confidence. I promise you, you can gain the confidence that you need. It takes time. It takes the development of the proper habits. It takes the identification of the proper habits. And it takes the stacking of those habits over time to get us to truly where we want to be. That eventual end is not the habit. It's the result of the habits. Thank you so much for joining me on the Primacy Podcast. I do appreciate it. Please rate this positively if you loved it and share it with others so that more people can benefit from what we have to offer. Thank you so much. I'll see you next time. Take care.